At least I had something once. I was respected. I was feared. When I walked into a place, people sat up. They sat up straight. They noticed. What'd you ever have? A bar stool that you put that old biddy at and bought her free drinks, and don't think I don't know that you did it on purpose. That was my stool, and nobody sat on that stool because it was Cousin Marv's stool, and that meant something. That meant something.
But it didn't. Ever. It was just a stool.
Welcome back to our humble podcast. This is episode 2019, Cousin Marv's Bar, which will be dedicated to the 2014 film, The Drop. We're your hosts for the evening. First off, it's me, Wesley the Swan Swanson, and alongside me tonight we have Afrozilla himself, James Warney.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And then Admiral Atlas has decided, he stuck to his word and decided to join us again this week.
I did. What's up, guys?
Oh, yeah.
How's it going?
I wanted to say, before we forget, happy birthday to Anaris.
Hey, happy birthday. Hey.
Happy birthday, man.
Hey, happy birthday.
Hope you're having fun.
Hope you
without us.
hope you're getting, staying safe and getting faded somewhere. He probably is, dude.
Yeah. But, so before we discuss the film any further, let's get warmed up with some of our usual warm-up segments.
And now for a special news report. Brought to you by Drop the Mic.
Okay. Today we had our first look at some stills from the new Snake Eyes movie that's coming out. A spin-off from the G.I. Joe films, starring Henry Golding. Also, Samara, I believe her name's Samara Weaving, the actress. It's Samara, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, we got to see her in her cool little getup, and Henry Golding in part of his Snake Eyes uniform. It looks like we're gonna actually get to see him without the mask. So probably maybe a prequel before he becomes. I'm not too 100% on the history of Snake Eyes, but I know he doesn't talk. I'm assuming he never reveals his face in the old G.I. Joe cartoons.
No, I think he just has like that fucking shield over his face the whole time, right?
Yeah, he from what I know, he's always looked like that. You know, you never see his face. He's kind of just a stoic person there, a badass assassin. In this, all the stills that I've seen so far is Henry Golding without the mask on. And maybe this is his training leading up to joining the G.I. Joe task force or whatever they're called. I'm excited for it. I hope it's really good. I hope it's not like the G.I. Joe movies that came out the last couple of years ago. I don't believe it's set. I don't think it's set in the same universe, so that's a good thing.
Who did those movies?
I have no idea.
Was that the one was John Cena in that movie?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. That's right,
and
dude.
Marlon Wayans.
Yeah. The Rock was in the second one. Channing Tatum dies like in the first 2 minutes of the second one.
Oh, wow.
The first one, Joseph Gordon-Levitt comes out, and he's the villain.
Oh, so weird. Like, the paycheck, he must have been hurting really bad, or the paycheck must have just been really nice for him to take that, or he thought it was just going to be way better than it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so check those out if you want. You can go to Henry Golding's Instagram, or you can just search Snake Eyes set photos. So check that out if you want. We have some pretty interesting news for the Knives Out sequel, Knives Out 2. Edward Norton, Dave Bautista, Janelle Monáe, and Catherine Kahn from WandaVision. She's from Step Brothers, tons of other things.
Oh yeah, she's the redhead lady, right, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That that's that. They're joining Knives Out too, so that cast is growing by the day. It looks like, because I think this all came out pretty much within the last 48 hours.
That's cool, man.
These 4 people joining that, and this is has Netflix officially taken control of this, Wes? Do you know?
For Knives Out, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that we were talking about them purchasing it. I hadn't heard anything if it had officially gone through, if it was a done deal. But I'm excited for this. Once again, Netflix coming out with the crazy deals. I'm not sure if I mentioned this on the show, but I know I mentioned it to you, Wes. But Netflix has a plan to release a new movie every single month.
Oh, shit.
For the next year. So I'm not sure if it's every single month or every single week. I don't think it's week, because that's a lot of stuff to come out.
Yeah, that's a lot of movies.
I believe it's every month. It could be either movies or Netflix original shows, series. But I know they're working towards having Netflix mainly be only Netflix originals for the most part, along with some scattered in movies that people want to see. But I think that's a pretty interesting move for them. And I'm not sure if you heard this news before. This is new to me, but Peter Pan and Wendy are getting a live action film on Disney Plus.
What? Like a Peter Pan and Wendy film? Live action, you said?
Live action. It's going to be based on the J.M. Barrie's 1911 novel.
Oh.
Peter and Wendy. Looking forward to that.
That's pretty cool.
Jude Law will be playing Hook.
Shit.
Was it Jim Gaffigan is actually going to be playing Smee?
Oh, that's cool. He looks like a Smee.
Yeah. And then Peter and Wendy are actually 2 relatively new actors to Hollywood. So pretty fresh faces. Not too much on them. I know the kid who's playing Peter, he's only done commercials in the UK.
Oh.
So hopefully it's good. They know what they're doing. It's Disney. Most of their stuff is pretty good for the most part. But that's it for my news. A little short and sweet. Just a couple of pieces there. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Very nice. You want to take it away, Atlas?
You know what, man? I didn't really get too much news at all, dude. So I was looking around, and the news was pretty sparse about things. I did want to say, James, I did watch about halfway through the Mitchells versus the Robots. That shit was pretty fucking funny, dude. I watched it about 20 minutes in, and it was pretty good, man. I fell asleep.
It's pretty funny. Dennis McBride is the voice of the dad.
Yeah, dude. And then I forget the lady's name, but she's in SNL too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty funny, dude. Anyways, I actually didn't have much news, man. So I guess I would just pass it over to Wesley, because I couldn't find anything. I was looking, but news is sparse this week, I guess.
All right, no worries. So I was going to talk about Knives Out 2, the casting. Pretty excited about that. And then my only other piece of news that I thought was kind of interesting is recently Harley Quinn actress Margot Robbie was asked if there were any plans for a sequel to Birds of Prey. She responded that the idea is not out of the question, but there aren't any current plans to move forward with the franchise quite yet. Luckily, we still have James Gunn's The Suicide Squad release in August to keep us entertained. It's also worth noting how Gunn himself said he was very impressed with Robbie's performance overall as Harley Quinn in that new film. So, pretty exciting stuff.
So they're pushing towards a second one, or they're kind of just like up in the air?
I think it's up in the air because it didn't do. I don't think that it bombed, but it didn't do what they wanted it to do.
It didn't live up to the hype.
Worldwide, I think it only made about 250 million altogether, and it was about an $85 million budget.
Did it do better than Captain Marvel?
I don't know off the top of my head on that one.
I'm just looking for the comparison because they're changing it to the 4 Marvels now. So it's
the
like
Marvels, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to do stiff competition or something. But anyways, completely unrelated.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, James? What do you want to see another Birds of Prey?
I'd love to see another Birds of Prey. I think it does kind of suck that we might not get another one. She seems not that she seems kind of doubtful, but she's being honest. Nothing's really in the works right now. It sucks. I know she was a big part of the production and getting Birds of Prey started. I think she was a producer on that. So that was really cool, and I think she feels, really connected to that character, and I hope that we get something out of it. I know, like you said, we're getting the Suicide Squad with James Gunn directing, so I'm excited that we get a little, some more Harley Quinn along with the other characters as well. But I would like to see that. I know there were still talks of her and a Joker film possibly going around. And I think, if I read it correctly, there was another article maybe last week or so that she talked about pushing, if they do a Birds of Prey 2, pushing a Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy relationship movie.
Wow.
Because I know in the comic books, I believe they're in some type of relationship.
That's pretty cool. You know what? I think people would probably want some more Harley Quinn because of the merchandise that they fucking banked on. Just like the Halloween alone, like every single girl out there was Harley Quinn, like everywhere. So I feel like if they were to bring it back, they would profit from it for sure. Like it wouldn't hurt them to bring it back. I think a lot of girls actually like that character. So they should. I haven't seen Birds of Prey, so do you think there's room to make a sequel? Like, how does it end? Does it end open, or does it look like it's gonna need a sequel?
Well, I think in a lot of ways, maybe Suicide Squad might answer some of those questions, or how exactly did Harley get into that situation where she's on the Suicide Squad again? You see what I'm saying?
Do they have an origins for her?
It's very sparse, but in the first Suicide Squad, you kind of see Harley and Quinzel and her transition into the character, but it's kind of very fast forward, almost like montage type of deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do get that in the first one. So you've never seen the first Suicide Squad yet?
No, dude. Dude, I slack on movies for sure. I mean, I barely took the challenge for this movie today.
That's. But yeah, I think that does it for our news for the week. Short and sweet, and then we can move on to the Rex and rewind it back to James.
Okay, so I was watching the Rush Hour trilogy on HBO Max. So all of them are available right now. So I would definitely check those out if you have the time. Classic film. I remember going to the movies to see 1 and 2 with my grandma, so that was a fun thing to do and kind of
those movies are fun.
Relive that stuff and check them out. Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan, a great duo. I think probably one of the best at what they do in those 3 films.
Mr.
So check those out
Juntao.
if you haven't seen them. I don't know who hasn't seen those before. At least one of them.
Yeah, the first one was pretty sick. I remember the first one. It had a big impact on a lot of people.
Don't you ever touch a black man's radio?
Yo, that's famous, dude. Miss Beach Boys. Who the what the Beach Boys?
Beach Boys is great American music.
Yeah, dude. Camel's Hump. How you gonna sell me a box of grease? I ain't no punk bitch. All right. You a punk bitch. No, I ain't no punk bitch. All right, that's enough of me ranting, fools.
But yeah, that's my that's my rec for this week. Check out the trilogy of
Russia.